Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Really Early Show with Adrian. I'm your host, Adrian, and today we're here with our COO, Limon. And so, Limon, as a co-founder of the company, what was your initial vision? Why did you decide to go into VR in the first place?
Hi, Adrian. Morning, everyone. The answer is really simple on this. So VR is literally the most important disruptive technology that's coming up in the next couple of years. And the reason why I say that is, although VR's been around for a long time, it's only recently that people are discovering its uses. And when I say people, I mean industries. So initially, VR's always been about gaming and the entertainment industry. So it's all about putting a headset on, walking into a game, immersing yourself in that. But looking at the industries now, so you've got your medical sector, finding use cases of VR. You've got tourism, you've got hotels using VR to obviously show potential clients the hotels, for example. Education, using VR to teach students where they might not be able to get into a school. So they can literally sit at home, put a VR headset on and interact with their teachers. So the industry is absolutely massive. And if you look at the forecasts, the Goldman Sachs, for example, one of the forecasts they've done is they're estimating VR to reach $100 billion worth of revenue within the next 5 years. That's absolutely huge. Considering where we are now, we're talking about single digits pretty much, and where it's going to go. So we want to be there at the forefront. So that's the reason why I've kind of chosen VR. And in essence, looking at other disruptive technology, which is blockchain. Again, blockchain is big. It's not just a hype. It's real, and it's going to change the world. So integrating VR and blockchain is the best idea possible.
So what makes you think ImmVRse is going to be so effective as a platform by integrating these two technologies? How do you think these two technologies are going to push the VR industry and the blockchain industry forward?
Okay, the way we're actually pushing the VR industry is through content. The problems with the VR, VR's been around for a long time. Everyone knows that. I remember going to expos 10, 15 years ago, and they're showcasing kind of headsets at that time. But you have to ask yourself, why hasn't it taken off? And the kind of answer, again, it's really simple. The quality hasn't been there for a start. So nowadays, if you see Google and Facebook investing billions into companies, into startups, to actually improve the headset quality. And prices have come down dramatically as well. But the piece that's missing is content. There isn't enough content platforms out there to actually have anything to use the headsets for. So what ImmVRse is doing is actually nurturing and growing this part of the VR industry by providing a platform that's dedicated for content. So that's exactly what we're doing.
So with having all these VR content creators, how are you going to incentivize them to do better, to continuously kind of push themselves to improve on the art form and, innovate?
Sure. That's a fantastic question, Adrian. And that's really, I could obviously promote our kind of platform in this case. The way we're doing is creating an ecosystem, right? So in order to get people on it, you have to incentivize. Everyone wants some kind of incentive to be on anything, right? If you look at YouTube, what is incentive for people actually using YouTube now? So for YouTubers, for example, their incentive is, okay, if I create a video, I can get paid. So you got these YouTubers getting paid a lot of money for creating content. So in essence, the model is very similar to that, but the added kind of added strength to the ImmVRse platform is we've got a few more users within this ecosystem. So we got companies, we got brands actually looking at the content and saying, this guy's video is amazing. We need to have we need to create a marketing video, and this guy will be perfect to actually develop that. So they can contact the content creator directly on our platform and hire them. And obviously this is just one part of the ecosystem, but obviously we've got users, we've got viewers actually collaborating, commenting, sharing, liking all these videos, and actually feeling part of the whole industry themselves, and they'll be incentivized. They will get something for actually being involved, and then obviously once the advertisers see the kind of growth in the number of users using the platform, of course they want to advertise their clients, so they'll come in and advertise with the videos. And additionally, what YouTube doesn't do is product placement. So with VR, product placement is real, is potential. So brands can actually work with content creators to have product placement videos within the actual content itself.
So I got one last question for you. So how scalable do you think ImmVRse is? How big can this actually get, you know?
In terms of scalability, that's one of our strengths, because if you look at the industry, virtual reality, which is our kind of phase one, is already big, as I mentioned. But there's so many other technologies that's coming out which is media related. So you've got augmented reality. Again, that's something really big. It hasn't really taken off yet. There's the small kind of use cases at the moment. But that, some people might think that's a gimmick, but again, it does have real life uses. So you've got mixed reality, you've got 3D content, you've got virtual goods. Virtual goods in itself is multi-billion-dollar industry. The kind of exchange of virtual goods, again, within the gaming sector, it's happening already, but that's easily, our platform, very easy, scalable to include that as well.
Thank you for your time today, Limon. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you guys next time.